My name is Nicole Bruno, and this is task number 17, fecal sedimentation. Here is my OCCI certification. So with this task, you want to make sure you're wearing gloves, goggles, and a lab coat. So first I have my supplies. I have my fecal sample, about 2 grams. I have the container to put it in. I have my 2 centrifuge tubes. I have my pipette and my cheesecloth to drain it through. So first I'm going to add my fecal sample into my container. I also put paper towel down to keep the area clean. So my 2 grams of feces are in this container. So I'm just going to dispose of this. Next what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill this with tap water about halfway. So I'm going to take my tap water. Okay. Fill with my tap water. I'm now going to mix this all together, like so. You want to break up all the big pieces. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my cheesecloth and I'm going to drain my fecal sample into my centrifuge tube. So here's my cloth. Just going to use this here. Again, this is to weed out the big pieces. So I finished draining my fecal sample through the cheesecloth into my centrifuge tube, and it is about half full, so this is what I have been left with. So now I'm going to use my centrifuge, and I'm going to spin this down for 3 to 5 minutes at 1300 to 1500 RPMs. I'm just going to move the camera so you can get a better look. So I'm going to make sure my centrifuge is balanced. So I have filled an empty tube up with water just to use it as a balance. I'm going to put them in, close it, and we'll spin it at 5 minutes. And then we'll resume once our centrifugation is done. So my sample has finished spinning for 3 to 5 minutes at 1300 to 1500 RPMs. So next what you want to do is you want to pour off the top, and you want to leave the sediment in the tube. So you want, when you pour out the water, you want to make sure that you don't disturb the sediment in the bottom. Okay? So as you can see, I'm just left with my sediment. So next what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my pipette. Let me just adjust the camera. There we go. So I'm going to use my pipette, and I'm going to take out a piece of this sediment, and I'm going to place it on a clean microscope slide, and then you can put a cover slip on top of it. So I'm just going to take some up with my pipette. Okay. Just going to put 1 drop. So I have some in my pipette. I'm just going to put 1 drop on my slide, like so. Going to discard of this, and now I'm going to place my cover slip on my slide. And after I do this, I am now ready to look at it under the microscope. And now my sample is ready to be looked at. So I've been looking at my microscope slide here. So you want to begin looking at it under 4 power. You want to look for any ova, any signs of any GI parasites. So I'm looking for Giardia, Coccidia, anything of that nature. I'm just going to go to 10 power. So on this fecal sediment, I did not see any signs of any ova or any parasites. So lastly, what you want to do is you want to mark your findings in the patient's record. So I have my patient's record right here, so I'm just going to write the date, fecal sediment, negative, no ova, parasite seen. So once you record it in the record, what you want to do is you want to clean your area. So I'm going to turn off my microscope slide. I'm going to dispose of my slide, dispose of my fecal sediment sample. And lastly, I'm just going to wipe down the area. So I have my sanitizer here. I'm just going to spray it. You want to make sure everything's clean. I'm just going to clean my microscope next. Dispose of my gloves. And that is how you would perform a fecal sedimentation.